I haven't been as strong on this issue as I should be. I talk about the fact that we have a nation of massive inequality, okay? And I believe that. I think that's the most important issue we can talk about. But within that inequality, we have another inequality, and that is racial disparity. And it's important that everybody understands that. That means that the wealth gap between a white family and a black family is 10 to 1. If you are a black mother, the likely it is that you will have a baby that will die. Your infant mortality rate 2.5 times higher than a white mother. If you are a black businessman, I remember talking to a fellow in Milwaukee, black businessman, said, Bernie, I can't get a loan from the bank. And his business is pretty good because of redlining. Black kids are leaving college more deeply in debt than white kids. So we have an enormous amount of disparity in wealth, in education, in health that must be addressed. And I will work as hard as I can, number one, to have a cabinet that reflects what America is, and number two, to do everything that I can in every way to end all forms of racism in this country.
Presidential candidates have not supported reparations. Among those have not backed the policy of former President Obama, 2016 Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton, and her Democratic rival Bernie Sanders. So nobody, Sanders, Clinton, or Obama, none of them backed this idea. So forget about Obama, forget about Clinton, but clearly Sanders does not back this ridiculous idea of reparation, right? The Times noted, Sanders is running for president, right? Supporters have said the policy is necessary to address slavery and other racist parts of U.S. history. Such a move could cost several $1 trillion, according to experts. Wow.
Legislation that I like, introduced by Congressman Jim Clyburn. It's called the 10-20-30 legislation, which focuses federal resources in a very significant way on distressed communities, communities that have high levels of poverty. So as I've just indicated, I think we have to do everything that we can to end institutional racism in this country. It is not acceptable to me that the rate of childhood poverty among the African-American community is over 30% in this country. That is beyond belief. That African-Americans die from cancer at higher rates than whites. So we're going to do everything we can to put resources into distressed communities and improve lives for those people who have been hurt from the legacy of slavery.
So what is your position specifically on reparations? I asked the question because Elizabeth Warren, Julian Castro, they've indicated they want to support. What does that
mean? What do they mean? I'm not sure that anyone's very clear. What I've just said is that I think we must do everything that we can to address the massive level of disparity that exists in this country.
I'll tell you what they mean, because Elizabeth Warren has said black families have had a much steeper hill to climb. We need systematic structural changes to address that. Julian Castro has said, I have long thought that this country would be better off if we did find a way to do that, reparations.
Well, I agree with what Elizabeth said.
So you would support reparations?
But read what she said. What does that mean? She means, I think, I don't want to put words into her mouth, is what I said. Okay? In other words, as a result of the legacy of slavery, you have massive levels of inequality. It has to be addressed, and it has to be addressed now.
In 2016, you said it would be divisive, reparations.
Well, again, it depends on what the word means. And I know you don't want to be divisive tonight.
It turns out, look at this, the Democrats have a new strategy to try to win the election, try to win elections. They're actually still, rather than cheat, right? If they're going to cheat, they're going to cheat. But if they can't cheat, they got a new strategy. They're going to buy the election. They're actually going to buy blacks, right? We're going back to, they're going to purchase blacks. You think I'm making it up? No, they're not. Kamala Harris and Elizabeth Warren have publicly signed on to reparation to blacks for 400 years of slavery. I'm not making it up. You got to believe this. So the strategy is, and it'll cost the country trillions of dollars in reparation fees to blacks who were taken advantage of or whatever during slavery. So let's jump right into it. So here, the Hill is reporting, right? Is the Hill? Is that what it is? Yeah, the Hill. Warren Harris back reparations for black Americans affected by slavery. Can't make it up. Democratic Senator Kamala Harris, and both, by the way, this is right here, disqualifier for both of these. Elizabeth Warren already with the Indian nonsense, but Kamala Harris is a racist. Look at this shit. Watch this shit. Democratic Senator Kamala Harris and Elizabeth Warren, who are both running for president, have reportedly said they support reparations for black Americans affected by slavery. New York Times reported Thursday that Harris affirmed her support for reparations in a statement after agreeing last week with a radio host that reparations are, quote, necessary. Ooh, here she goes. Quote, we have to be honest that people in this country do not start from the same place or have access to the same opportunities, Harris said in the statement. I'm serious about taking an approach that would change policies and structures and make real investment in black communities. Well, is it an investment in black communities, or is it transfer of wealth to blacks? Because that's the initial argument in reparation, what it is. Warren has also said she supports reparations, according to the Times, though her campaign declined to provide further details to the newspaper. See, they're playing into the I'll do blacks like that, right? The ignorant masses, the ignorant black will say, "Oh, so look, they're gonna pay me. Fucking, I like it. You want me to vote for you, and then we'll suck trillions of dollars out of the treasury, right? We'll just print money. What the fuck? Who cares, right? It's America. We don't give a shit about that. They treated us badly. We were slaves, right? So we'll take those trillions of dollars away from the treasury, and then we'll put it in our pockets, reparation, right? Because our great grandparents were slaves. So they owe us reparation. They owe us something. They owe us money. They owe us land. That's what reparation is. Right? The Hill reached out to both campaigns for comment. Has reached out to both. Neither one responded.